Hello, hello, hi everyone. Hello, my fellow wargamers and strategy gamer. Hello, Mordante. I just had Enzo telling me, where is Mordante? Mordante has been missing for a long time. Where was he last week and the week before? And we were starting to worry, and then Mordante shows up. Like, it's thanks for joining us. Been about a month. Time flies. Time flies. We did miss you, Mordante. So welcome back. You missed all the Field of Glory news that were given over the last month, but I'm sure that your fellow community follower. Just a light has just appeared on the side here. So we'll give you an update about Field of Glory as soon as we can. Anyway, you don't know you record this stuff, right? I tend to forget about that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be so funny and stupid all the time. I would be much more serious about what I do. But anyway, last week we launched headquarters. Thanks everyone for buying the game and leaving a review. So if you wonder how it went and if you were happy about the launch, I think we're overall the game went very well. We are very happy about the feedback we had, very positive reviews, very positive reviews from the press, from in general media and players really like the game. So that's a really good thing because, as we said, this game is the start of something that we are planning to take further over time. The game has been very well received by everyone. We're very happy. Number of copies sold is pretty good so far. We're looking around, what we were expecting basically. So that's also very good. And we're now starting to look at sort of two different types of trails here. One is what is coming next in terms of content and DLCs, and the other one is fixing what is currently not working or needs improvement. So Starny Games are hard at work on both things, and I guess that you'll see the first there's actually a patch, an update in testing currently. So that's, I think it's been announced yesterday. So there's quite a lot of stuff that's already been fixed and is in testing. And overall, the game is progressing well. We didn't have any major flaw at release, which is very good, of course, for a game like this, which is huge. And I keep saying, I don't know if you kind of notice this stuff, but we've just launched two games, Terminator and Headquarters, and both of these games are absolutely massive. These are games with campaigns, skirmish, a number of multiplayer options. There's map editors, whatever. There's a lot of content on each of these games, and for us, it's looking at these things and saying, okay, is this too much? Because if you look at what players do in these games, they tend to sort of focus on one thing only at the start, and then maybe experiment on one or the other modes as they go, but it's definitely something that we're looking at right now, because when we make such big games, it takes much longer to develop, of course, and you end up having maybe a game where people are only doing, like 90% of the people are doing the campaign and only 10% are playing multiplayer. So, maybe that 10% on multiplayer made us, delay the game by, 900 months or a year. So it's a thing that we're looking at right now, because developing these games and making them available with such a big amount of content usually is a challenge for us, and it's also something that's, I don't know if players sometimes, don't really understand or appreciate the huge amount of content in these games that is in these games. So absolutely looking at this subject, and we welcome your input on that, because it's definitely an area where we want to understand a bit more of, where the market is going. So yeah, give us your help. I can see some questions there. No one is never going to say, give me less game, though. Yeah, I know that. But Edmund, I think that the point really is here. Where do we stop before we launch a game? So there's always going to be multiplayer for these games. Is it stuff that we add as we go, so that people are finished with their current core game experience, and then they can sort of move to something else, further down the line? Or is it something that you should be delivered with the main game? So it's not about what's in the game in general, it's what's in the game at launch. So definitely something we want to look into. And again, it's a conversation we'd like to have with you guys. So that's for headquarters. Again, thanks for giving us a great amount of feedback, and we look forward to the next phase. As I said, this is the third game that third full game we've released this year with Stargate, Terminator, and Headquarters. There's far more to release in the future. We have the next big thing we have is, of course, Field of Glory Kingdoms, releasing in June. Probably people want workshop implementation for HQ. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good point. Absolutely, the editor is one of the big things. And I'm coming to Battle Sector later, Yog Dog, absolutely. So Kingdoms, and then we have many other games in development. As you know, the next big game that goes in testing is Scramble. Monday this week we have opened the beta subscription for Scramble Battle of Britain. You know this game, you know what it's, how it's structured and what it's like. It's a different type of game to what we're kind of used to, because it's sort of a, it's not your usual tactical or strategic game. It's a WeGo flight sim, and we know that's kind of a different proposition, but we're also looking at making this a, it's one of the key releases for us this year. The idea of a Scramble is that basically there's nothing like this in the market. So we're looking at testing and iterating as much as we can. So the first group of beta testers will be giving us a lot of input on control system and how the game plays as what we call a vertical slice. So the battle, how is it that the game forms, and if you like it or not like it, or what doesn't work and what works. And then we'll sort of add more as we go, because it's not only new to us, but it's something that's not present anywhere in the market. So we want a lot of feedback on this one. There's chats about the editor, so absolutely. Scramble could move to World War I in the future. That would rock. Absolutely. I mean, this is an engine. It's almost like a system that we're working on, and it could be applied to anything. I mean, I disclose it now. Dream of my life after I saw Scramble is like make a dragon fighting game. I'd love to see that. Fantasy themed dragon fighting game. That'd be great. I don't know how dragon fighting performs on a WeGo system, but that'd be great to see. And yeah, again, something very, very different. But I think safer to test it on a World War II setting and then see what's happening after that. So Scramble, if you're interested in giving your opinion on a game that's kind of different from what you're used to play, give it a go it's on a beta subscription are open. I look forward to Inevitable Spitfire. Yes, I mean, there's again number of planes in the game. It's another feedback that we'd like, because right now we're simulating very, very accurately, a number of aircrafts, but ideally want to add more aircrafts in the future, and a lot of how this is happening depends on the feedback we get. So that's for Scramble. I have seen Yogdog's question about Battle Sector. Battle Sector, there's an announcement going out next week about Battle Sector, which is more of a structural announcement on the future of Battle Sector and well, actually the present and the future of Battle Sector. There's going to be a lot happening on Battle Sector. The game is actually on sale right now on Steam, and it's generating a lot of attention over the last, probably since the release of Tau. The number of daily players on Battle Sector has gone up immensely. Not thanks to Tau itself, but the actual people buying the game, the main game. And I can see that this is sort of following a trend that we see, that after like 2-3 years in the market, a game starts to get attention from a whole new amount of players, and Battle Sector is going through that phase right now. So we're looking at Battle Sector as in what we want to achieve with this game in the next 3 or 4 years is an interesting challenge. So Battle Sector ultimately is a sort of it's a battle space, right? So it's like the more factions you have, the more fun you can have with it. But it's also a very flexible type of engine where you could do a lot of stuff with. Right now you have like 3 game modes. There's of course the multiplayer, which is PBM, but also with the live option, and only 1 campaign, but and a number of factions, right? How this whole structure of the game is set up right now is probably not fit for the future of the franchise, as in, right, we have come to the point where what we have has to be expanded and reworked a bit. So we're working on a plan for that, and we're having Battle Sector meetings every day now. So it's quite an interesting point in the life of the game, and not always we have the luxury of going through this second phase. Usually, get to the point where, right, you this increase in the in the sales and the life cycle, or product goes like this, and you say, okay, right, is it time to sort of rethink the whole thing and then go and face the next phase? It's an interesting one, and I guess that going back to what it was at launch, already Battle Sector is very different from what it was at launch. So it's an interesting one. Again, here communities are very split. I mean, we know that the next thing that a lot of people want are Imperial Guards, a new campaign. We know the key things, but there's a lot of smaller things that players are asking for that are very hard to identify how important it is, because you may be having like a group of 10 asking for something, and it's like, is it like the vocal minority, or is it a real thing that could use for for the future of the game? Not an easy one. You want to be in our in our shoes sometimes. It's interesting to have these conversations, because think about everything that goes like, okay, we have a year of development. What do we want to achieve during this year? Do we want like 1 game mode, 1 faction, this and that, or do we want like, and you can't have everything. So, but also you know that you have to please a little bit parts of the community. So hard to identify there what is important and what is just maybe a couple of guys asking for something. I only play 40k games for their campaigns. Edmond. Anyway, there's a couple of other things I wanted to give you updates on. 2v2 co-op. That's one thing that's not coming up as often, but it's something that could be really cool, actually. Ballroom Brian gets 2 points. That gets 100 extra slits for this suggestion. Will you add Battle Sector to Slit Store? Hey, Yulyug. Yulyug is here for the Slit Store. He's our Slit Store biggest fan. I don't know. I'm not responsible for that, but let me take a peek. Are we adding Battle Sector to the Slit Store? Not planned for now. Somebody with a picture, not planned for now, like this. So no, I was saying there's a few bits of content, and I'm coming to a combat mission now, Monka Strap. The two big things I wanted to update you on. You remember that there's a War in the Pacific. Strategic Command World War II War in the Pacific game releasing later this year, towards the end of towards the end of June, I think, was it? Let me check. Yes, end of June. I have a release schedule here. You can't read it, but it's. I'm like, I can't spoil anything, so I can do this like this. First title is Headquarters anyway, so that's released already. So there's a second dev diary about Strategic Command World War II Pacific being published on the Steam page and on our website. It's the whole focus about Japan's allies in this one, so give it a go. Check it out. This is, I think, the 5th game on the Strategic Command series. There's quite a lot of excitement internally for this one because it sort of brings it to a different kind of gameplay. A lot more naval combat and so on. So it's an interesting take on it. I guess that if you go back to what War in Conflict is, it's just like, much more, focus on the area. So there's a lot of gameplay changes that you'll hopefully really, really like. And that's coming out in June. Hopefully June, yeah. If all the beta stuff goes well. Again, this is not a game. You can go on matrixgames.com/beta and subscribe to the beta testing and give us your feedback. Also, we have just done a Starship Troopers dev diary. Starship Troopers Urban Onslaught is the next DLC for Starship Troopers, for the award-winning, best-selling, fast-paced, combat-based, real-time strategy game of the year, Starship Troopers. This is the second DLC, and we've just published the first dev diary. Again, you can find it on the Steam product page and on our website, on all our social media channel. You can check it out. Do we have? I think we have a video for this, right? Do we have a video? Yes. Go for the video. Yes, there was not supposed to be any sound on the video because this is just for the environments. It's something that we've published alongside the dev diary, not fit for a live stream. But I wanted to sort of show you some of the environments. What is hard with Starship Troopers, coming up with new settings and new campaigns. Lucas has been thinking about this a lot, and the thing is that usually your new campaign is, reusing some of the assets, and Lucas doesn't like that. So he really wanted to create something different all the time. So when we have the launch of Raising Hell, there's a lot more gameplay elements that come into the equation. I think that that was really, how can we turn this game into something that's a little bit different, same gameplay but a little bit different, but new units. And then running the same exercise for other DLCs is always harder. And I think with Urban Onslaught, creativity and the scenario design and the setting design has been brought to a whole new level. Not only because we're in cities now, so it's a different type of gameplay somehow, but also there's new units. You'll know more about the units later, in the process. But new units, new environments, they're really adding a lot to the gameplay itself. I'm super excited about this one, to be honest, because it's really proving that developing a DLC, but also trying to give some more flavor all the time is not impossible. And if you have like a lot of creativity and a lot of understanding of what you're doing, so Artistocrats there, Lucas and Michiel and their team are doing an exceptional job at putting together something that's entirely similar but entirely different at the same time. And if you like the game, the Terran Command game, and you're into it, you probably want to play more, and this is a perfect way of actually doing that. Does Helldivers, Marco, is there any chance we get with D&D rules we get game with D&D rules from Slitherine Eraser? Next question. I can't really answer this. Does Helldivers 2 affect Starship Troopers game? Gamer, I'd say yes and no. I mean, Helldivers is a first-person shooter ultimately, and so it does affect the Starship Troopers recognition of the brand. So if you look at the graph of people searching for Starship Troopers on the internet since the launch of Helldivers, it's like boof, gone up like tremendously. If you think about how it impacts our sales, very, very little. So I would say yes, as in we get more eyeballs, but no, because our game is so different from what they do or from the type of experience that they try to deliver, that it's not really impacting us. Of course, there's other Starship Troopers games that are more impacted by it than us. Sounds like a negotiation, but probably not. Sergeant Zedok. Not really. Are the urban environment supposed to be from Earth or another planet? Other planet? Just ask me, fine. No, yeah. I mean, yeah. Absolutely, D&D is great, and it's on a high, and it's fantastic property, and who wouldn't love to work on it? Absolutely. Any news on modern naval warfare? Haven't heard anything about that in a while. Yes, well, news on modern naval warfare. The latest news is basically the team went from being a 3 people's team to being fully fledged. I think it's now there are 10 or 11 people in the team in the Maslas offices in Athens. The number of people working on it has increased, as so the pace of delivery on the game. This is a game that's weird enough that, it's like you construct the submarine and you do the detail, but then adding all the gameplay layers and all the systems is what requires the most time. And also because this is going to be probably the most accurate sub-sim ever created, everything is technically very challenging because it's never been done before. So from sound to weather effects and so on, everything is like super detailed. So it has to be tested multiple times, not by commercial beta testers, but by people who actually know the subject matters. And that's really taking a lot of time. So if you tell me, what is it that we're looking at for a target release date, we're probably going to enter beta towards the end of Q3, beginning of Q4, and that's going to also dictate the release date. Depending on how that goes. Simulation games are just bloody demand to create. Absolutely yes, and I have to say that with this and Scramble, we're seeing a completely different set of complications, where basically, you get to deliverable of here's a plane, it's flying, and that's done, right? You think that the game is almost done, but then you've got like at least, 4 years in front of you to sort of deliver a solid simulation system, but it's also enjoyable, and especially for the flight simulations. It's interesting because the control system is like 50% of the experience itself. So you might think that the actual plane performs well and has the right movements and such, but then the problem is that you have to make it feel like that on a controller or through the controls, and that's just sort of taking this problem to another level. And we're doing strategy games, so everything we do in that respect is all new. So we have to, of course, we've got expert developers doing it, but on the other hand, in terms of producing and testing and marketing and everything else, there's a completely different world for us. So yeah, that's really the gist of it. What month can we expect to hear about the new Fog 2 game, not Kingdoms? Mordante, hopefully within the year, but I don't know. I think Miki's telling me that I have to talk about we're joining WASD. Just a hint there. So we're joining WASD, sorry, in London next week. So you'll find a lot of people from the team. So if you want to go to London, WSD, you can find us there. There's going to be a Starship Trooper booth with 8 computers. There's going to be also the Lava Challenges, which is basically 4 PCs are going to be focusing on a challenge dedicated to the Raising Hell DLC. And what the idea is behind is basically you sit down, you play the game, and if you achieve a number of points, you get a T-shirt, which is pretty cool. I have no more questions. Just want to say thank you for the fantastic headquarters and can't wait for some DLC. Thank you very much, Eraser. Thank you, and we'll soon give you news because headquarters is definitely something that will get more love and content within this year. Any Broken Arrow news? What can I say about Yogdo about Broken Arrow? Broken Arrow, currently looking at finishing the campaign and delivering the next multiplayer beta. The game is progressing well. The developers are very much looking at optimization, making sure the game runs on the highest number of systems possible. The technical things that are done closer to release, so it's not too far off, but still we'll probably still need the whole of this summer before we get to the point where we can release the game. And also, there's 2 points that I think we're looking at with more care and attention right now. One is the multiplayer stability and making sure that the multiplayer experience works and it works for everyone. And we have a super potato graphics present. Yeah, actually, Neil was sent out this email today to everyone involved, saying, what should we expect for minimum specs for Broken Arrow, and my answer was, I don't have a clue. it's very hard because where you draw the line is gonna tell you a lot about that. Excellent. Hoping my 1080 YOG. We should talk about a new computer then. I'm joking. And the other one is the campaign. So AI, understanding a bit about AI and what makes this game fun in single player as well, because that's not a minor thing. Is there anything new to say about Combat Mission series? Okay, yeah. Combat Mission, we have DLCs this year. Yes, we have a content planned for the existing Combat Mission series this year. Yes, we have at least 2, if not 3, if not 4 different types of things planned. Gosh, am I saying too much here? I don't know. And we're also working on with Battlefront on the future of Combat Mission. So there's quite a lot of stuff happening, and yeah. So stay tuned on that. Not too far since we announced something. So stay tuned on that. Sorry, I'm just looking back here because I have to. The chat has gone too far off from on that screen. So. Any news about Yogg being banned because he hates tea? Never. I will never ban Yogg until he does something really wrong. And all right. So there was one about Battle Academy at some point. I don't see this anymore. What's up with the new Battle Academy game you mentioned way back? That's still, sorry, that was Mordante, sorry. Mordante, yes, that's in development. It's in development, well in development. We've got stuff happening on Battle Academy, but not something that we can properly announce for the moment. It's been a long time, I know, but it's a great... it's a great series we want to take forwards. We don't know, we don't have anything like more in detail to say right now. All right, yeah. So more stuff. I wanted to. There's been a new command update. If you want to look at that, just a very minor, not a very minor, small update, but there's lots of tweaks and such, especially some fixes to the satellite cyber attacks and such. But again, command, another great example of a team where we keep working on updating and making sure that you guys have an increasingly better experience. Terminator. We are going to have an update to the game, a massive update to the game very soon, planned for later this month or beginning of next. A lot of stuff happening on that as well. Terminator has been massively successful, so we're very happy about how it went so far, and we want to make it even bigger in the future. There's about a ton of sales happening right now. As I said, on Steam you can get Battle Sector series on sale. Gladius is on sale as well, the whole series. Actually, Battle Sector series except for Tau. Sanctus Reach is also on sale. Massive sales on Sanctus Reach. And if you want a game that's really didn't get the attention it deserved, Sanctus Reach is one of these. I still love playing Sanctus Reach. It's really cool. We should do some Sanctus Reach streams at some point, just for fun. Okay. No, Enzo is not. Enzo doesn't agree. He was like, okay. No, he's not happy. Okay. Nuclear War Simulator is 40% off as well. And Armor Brigade, all Armor Brigade games are on sale too. And we have Battle Academy on our website up up to 80% off, and Heroes Normandy and Conflict of Heroes 2. It looks like a tabletop themed sale here. Is there a streaming schedule? 1, 3, 2, 1? No. Okay. Just after this, Gamer is playing Terminator Dark Fate Defiance. I think I'm also late for a meeting. Tomorrow, I'm just saying things, just random stuff. Friday, so tomorrow we have Stargate with Hexaboo at 6 p.m. and XTRG playing Headquarters at 8 p.m. Can you recommend any game from Slitherine similar to Headquarters World War II? I'll let the community answer that. But yeah, I think I was just mentioning Battle Academy. That's probably a good example. And on Saturday, we have Yog playing Headquarters with French tanks, and the same on Sunday at 4 p.m. Monday next week, for Matrix Monday, we have Flashpoint campaigns with the awesome Sergeant Z-Dog at 4:15, and Gamer playing the equally awesome Gamer playing Combat Mission at 6:15, and equally but more awesome because he's a Slitherine employee, 8:15 Command with Kushan. Tuesday next week, we have Yog Dog playing Headquarters at 4 p.m. So basically, if you don't know what is happening at 4 p.m. or you don't know what to do at 4 p.m. any day of the week, just come on the site, a website, and watch Yog Dog play Headquarters. And next week on Wednesday, surprise, Headquarters with Yog Dog at 4 p.m. And What's Your Mod? With Richard York, with Field of Glory 2. Fantastico. Yeah, Battle Academy, look into it. It's actually, Eraser, it's actually 80% off on our website, so you might have a good deal there. And all the DLCs. Produce quite a lot of DLCs. Okay. www.slitherine.com. It's not too bad. Thankfully, no French campaigns yet on Headquarters World War II. We can fix that for sure. Anyway, next week is, on Thursday, is Italy's Liberation Day. So, the 25th of April. And also San Marco Evangelista. My onomastico. So, why would I be here talking to you when I can have a day off? But also a bank holiday. So I will probably see you the following week on is it the 3rd or the 2nd of May? The 2nd of May. I'm on holiday. Enzo is on holiday on the 2nd of May, if you wanted to know about Enzo's holidays. But anyway, I'll be here. And make sure, and Miki will be here, Andrea will be here, Adriana will, everyone else will be here except for Enzo, who's on holiday. World War II liberation, of course. Thank you, Paolo, for the Wikipedia pill. And a holiday on a Thursday. Yes, like this is interesting. The only countries in the world that do the holidays on the following Monday are US and UK. Everywhere else in the world, we do the holiday on the actual holiday day, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So, yeah. So, yes, Thursday, there's a holiday. And then there's a holiday on the 1st of May, which is Labor Day. Our way is best. Ian McNeil is saying their way is best. And who am I to say that he is wrong? Anyway, guys, thanks for following. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. We love you to bits. And go try Headquarters if you haven't. And give us some, and again, give us feedback. I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Cheers, bye-bye.